What's going on, guys? Today we're talking about Imperium, and more specifically, should WWE have split them up? Let's talk about it. So as we know, the group known as Imperium split up a few weeks ago when Ludwig Kaiser took out Giovanni Vinci, splitting up the three-man group. And when it comes to the team itself, they made their debut all the way back in 2019 on NXT UK. And since then, they've gone through a lot of iterations. So with Imperium now being a tag team, is that a good idea? Because I guess by this happening, not only does it allow Gunther and Ludwig to go after the WWE tag team titles, but it allows Giovanni to make a name for himself on SmackDown, which I definitely think is possible, given his incredible moves in the ring and his former gimmick he used in NXT, showcasing his charisma. But to be fair, considering Imperium was once a four-man faction, this could end up benefiting the group overall, as it allows them to add new faces to the group and showcase their talents, like how the Bloodline are doing with Tama Tonga and their latest addition, Tanga Lao. But let's just say things don't go smoothly with Giovanni on SmackDown. At least then, if he does ever go back to Monday nights, then he has a ready-made feud with Ludwig Kaiser and the ring general Gunther. But it is interesting when you compare the group's breakup to other factions, as Imperium lasted from 2019 to 2024, which is a whole 5 years, whereas groups like The Shield lasted from 2012 to 2014, which is only 2 years. But I think you could argue that with The Shield, they were more or less ready to pull that trigger, especially when you think about what they'd already done in their 2-year run, and especially what each member was able to accomplish in hindsight after The Shield broke up. But yeah, overall, I do think splitting up Imperium was probably the right move, as even though they could have stayed together, and Ludwig and Giovanni could have gone after the tag team titles, I think because we've seen it before with the NXT UK titles, and even though them winning the titles on the main roster would have been a big deal and definitely deserved, but I think it's time for something fresh. And again, if you really want, you could always have the group split completely and have Gunther go after the world title on his own with no help whatsoever. Then that gives Ludwig an opportunity to make a name for himself as a single star. I definitely think it's possible. Maybe you could do a storyline where Ludwig wins the Intercontinental Championship, and to prove himself, he puts his title up for grabs against not only a former champion, but his former mentor. Now that sounds intriguing. But overall, if they were to split, then I would miss Ludwig's introduction of the ring general. What great times. So yeah, I guess my only gripe is that because Giovanni has gone to SmackDown, we can't get that Imperium triple threat match, which, let's be honest, that would have been a great match. Even if you had the ring general win, which probably would have happened, but it definitely would have raised the stocks of the two other members given their incredible in-ring ability. So yeah, I am intrigued to see where everyone goes. Will Imperium stay together as a tag team? Will they go after the tag team titles? And how will Giovanni Vinci fare on SmackDown? I don't know the answers, but I am very intrigued to see what happens in the future. But I will say this, I am going to miss Imperium. They had great matches with the likes of the Judgment Day, Seth Rollins and the Street Profits. And who could forget about Imperium and the Undisputed Era? What a time that was. Oh, and the thing I'm gonna miss the most, Ludwig catching Gunther's jacket every time. I still don't know how he did that. I mean, hopefully he still does that going forward. But yeah guys, that'll be it for today. It's very exciting times in WWE, especially when it comes to factions. But I want to know, do you think splitting up Imperium was the right move? Or do you think they should have stayed together? Let me know in the comments below. leave a like, subscribe, and more importantly, take care.